Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome into the Scoreboard. I am your host, Brigham Harris, and today is January 4th, 2022. We made it. We are into a new year, and we've got the first episode of the Scoreboard of the new year right here coming at you. We've got tons of exciting stuff to talk about today. And the first thing we want to get into is this week in sports. So let's get right into it. A handful of our teams are going to be setting things off here in the next few hours, really, namely Park City. They have got their home opener when it comes to region play. Tonight they'll be facing off against the ever-strong Olympus High School, one of the top-ranked teams in the state and the best team in the 5A classification. So the Miners will definitely have their hands full. Same to go with the girls team. They're actually playing the exact same teams tonight when it comes to both of those programs, boys and girls basketball. And then after that, on Friday, they'll both be taking on Skyline High School. Both of those games at home and at 7 o'clock in the evening. Now, all of these games, of course, at 7 o'clock as boys and girls basketball does continue on. Let's head down to Heber City with Wasatch High School. They're 4-9, and they're going to be taking on Mountain Crest tomorrow. The boys only have one game this week, just heading off of this recent tournament that they played in over the New Year weekend. And as for the girls, 3-6, they will play against Layton Christian Academy on tonight's game. And then as for Friday, they will face Riverton in the Salt Lake area. So we wish them the best of luck. Again, those are our two 5A schools playing, again, in the first region play of the year. And as we take a look at our smaller schools, North Summit High School boys basketball going to take on Rich High School. That's at home in Colville. And as for the girls, Marcy Richens and the rest of the Richens clan will head to Judge Memorial High School in Salt Lake to face Judge High School. So we wish those teams the best of luck as well. And last but not least, South Summit. The Wildcats will be taking on the American Leadership Academy at American Leadership. Again, those are the boys, 6-5, one of the only winning records when it comes to basketball in the entire area. So they're doing really well. The McKee family really showing out for the Wildcats at the moment. And as for the girls' side, 4-6, they'll take on Summit Academy tomorrow. Again, all games at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So that'll do it for this week in sports. A lot of exciting things to come, mostly basketball. We do have some swim meets next week and the week after to talk about, as well as some wrestling meets continuing to go on. Speaking of wrestling, we've got some exciting interviews for you later on in the week, but today's basketball episode is chock full of coaches' interviews coming off of the Utah Autism Holiday Classic. So we're going to chat with Wasatch and Park City boys basketball when we come back on the Scoreboard.
The Scoreboard is proudly sponsored by Andrea Cox Mortgage. Welcome to First Rate Mortgage.
My name's James, and I've been in the market for mortgages several times over the years, so I've gone through the process with different people. And when I met Andrea, she explained to me why my current loans were subpar and how she could get better loans with better rates.
If I had to describe Andrea in one word, I think I would use the word passionate. She is very passionate about what she does and getting the right solutions for her clients, and that made her an absolute pleasure to work with.
Hi, I'm Andrea Cox. You can reach me at 435-631-9262. Call me, text me, or you can reach me at my website, andreacoxmortgage.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Brigham Harris. Again, we are here at our first episode of the new year 2022, and we have got some exciting stuff to talk about today, mainly basketball today here on the Scoreboard. And first things first, we're going to send it over to our field reporter, Blake O'Rulian. He was such a busy man for us this week, absolutely tearing it up in the field for us. He went to the Utah Autism Holiday Classic, the basketball tournament that both Wasatch and Park City boys attended. You got to catch up with James Balstead, the head basketball coach over at Wasatch High School. Let's take that interview right now. Blake?
Hey, thanks so much, guys. Blake O'Rulian alongside head coach of Wasatch basketball, James Balstead. Coach, you just came off of probably the best game of the tournament. How do you feel right now?
It's always nice to get the win. We've had a rough go in the preseason, but it was good to get that win. They're tough. They are so well coached. I love Coach Smith. He's a good friend of mine, and we were bantering back and forth the whole game, but I knew they were going to make a run, and they did. And we got a little nervous, but we took care of the ball at the end and came up with it. And it's a W, so I'm excited about that.
It's a W, 2 in a row, first time this season. How does that make your team feel? How does that make you feel? What did you guys talk about in the back?
We were just excited. I talked to him and said, I don't care if it's 1 point or 20 points. We just got the win. We've been talking about, since yesterday, we talked about we want to go 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. The next game is the most important game. They've done a good job. We had a tough preseason. I scheduled it that way. I don't know if I'll do that again next year, because then you battle confidence and things, and the boys have been great. They've played tough. Today you had a couple other guys step up that haven't had great games, or as good a game as they had today. They've been playing well, but today was a big deal for them. And when you have someone that's down, you have a couple other players that can step up and take care of it, that's a big deal.
Speaking of guys who seem to step up, Kazon Villa, the sophomore, just seemed like he was playing so well defensively. Your plan to kind of keep him on Kevin Doe, the highest scorer on East High, what was your plan there?
Yeah, we had him pegged to be on Kevin. Kevin's a great player. I've known Kevin for a little while. He loves to get to the hoop, and I thought Kazon did a great job. Jackson Anderson did a great job on him too. They kind of switched off a little bit, but Kazon's defense has been a spark for us. I mean, we weren't taking charges early in the year, and that's a toughness thing that we talk about all the time. Kazon came in, and he's taken, I think today, made his either 10th charge on the season, 10th or 11th charge on the season. So I owe him another pair of shoes. Every 5 charges, I give him a pair of shoes. But his toughness is there. He's quick. He's a sophomore, but he's a varsity football player. And that experience in a varsity sport, especially as tough as football, really translates well over to the basketball court, and he does a great job for us.
It seemed as though the defense was able to create the offense. Is that something that you attribute your coaching to, or is that something this team is very good at?
It's all coaching. Just kidding. No, we talk about that all the time, and they did a great. You're exactly right. We tell it when a kid's not shooting well, right? They've got to be aggressive. At halftime, I don't know if I have to look at the stats. Joe Wonder was struggling with the shot. In halftime, we said, Joe, get aggressive on defense. Robbie's playing aggressive defense, and his shot's falling because that sparks you. So you're exactly right. And the boys know that. They're tough kids, and they get after it. But when they're aggressive defense, that's been our style this year. We really get after it. Sometimes we get in foul trouble, like Tucker fouled out today. But I love to play tough and aggressive because that generally sparks the offense. And it did tonight. It worked.
I got to give you so much credit, Coach. I was watching. I was right behind the bench in the fourth quarter when they cut the lead. Very, very close. It started to seem like it was maybe going to be a huge comeback win for East High. You were able to keep your composure. What kept your composure in those late minutes when it seemed like they were really cutting the score close?
Just believing in the guys. We talked about yesterday we write 3 things on the board before every game yesterday. It was clarity, confidence, and courage. And you've heard those words before. I clarified that with them. They had the clarity of what their job was. They had the confidence to be able to do it. And the courage is to focus on the next play, not the end result. We've done that before. We've struggled in the third quarter, and that comes when we start getting worried, like, oh, crap, we got to win. Right? We can't worry about the win. We've got to worry about the very next play and do what we know. And the boys had courage. We mentioned that in the timeout. Have courage to win. This is it. Have courage for the next play. Let's take care of the ball right here. And they did a great job with that. They did.
I heard one of your assistants yelling confidence, confidence, courage, confidence. And during that same timeout, you changed up the press break.
Yes.
Was that something that you knew that you had to do, or was it something that you decided to do after a couple stops?
It was our point guard's decision. Robbie Glenn, awesome. He said, Coach, let's run our 4 high or 4. I don't know what we call it. We've run it before, yeah. And so that was his call. He said that will work. I said, let's do it. So we believe in the players. They know they're the ones out there playing. I'm not out there. It's been a long time since I've played, but they see that and we trust in them, and it worked. We got the ball. All we want to do is get the ball in and secure, and we did. We actually broke the press. They didn't foul us early, and we got up, but that was Robbie's decision, and it was a good decision.
Last question for me. Tomorrow, possibly 3 wins in a row for you. Again, you guys are on a tear right now. You got a game against Murray. How do you get the win against them? They shot a lot of threes today against Layton Christian. They look very good. How do you get the win against them tomorrow?
I need to look at that. I've watched them play a little bit. They're fast. They run. Coach Corkman's a great coach. His son, Jackson, is a phenomenal shooter. Chudy is a phenomenal wing, loves to score, and Bowen Davies is a great player. So we've got our hands full for sure. And right now I'm worried about executing what we'll do against him, playing the way we need to play, and we'll worry about the win at the end of the game. We'll see what happens after fourth quarter. But we'll go home, watch some more film on them, and get ready for tomorrow. That's the fun part of this, is like playing in a tournament. Like I was up late watching some film last night on East. We'll do that again tonight for Murray, but we'll have to play well. They're good.
Well, good luck, Coach, and Brick, we'll take it back to you guys.
Blake, thanks so much, and Coach as well. We wish you the best of luck in your season as you do start region play here very soon. We'll keep you updated on all the scores and schedules for Wasatch boys basketball. When we come back, we're talking with Park City High School basketball coach Thomas Purcell. You're not going to want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Scoreboard.
My perfect day. Fresh air, fresh snow. Seamless, like the perfect turn. These are the days I'll remember, spent with close friends at our favorite spot. My perfect day is every day in Park City, and I'm just along for the ride.
Everybody, welcome back to the Scoreboard. I am your host, Brigham Harris. Today on our Hoops episode, the first episode of the new year, we're chatting with coaches and players, and we're going to send things right back over to Blake O'Rulean. He's sitting down with Thomas Purcell. One of the biggest games of their region play, Park City High School, starts tonight. That's Tuesday, January 4th, so we're going to catch up with Coach on what his plans are facing Olympus High School here in just a little while.
Tomorrow versus Olympus, they are a larger team. They're a lot of their guys are over 6 feet. A lot of them are in the size range of Luke Verchuk. How is Luke preparing, or how do you guys have a game plan prepared so that Luke doesn't drown on the inside and Cutter isn't drowning on the outside with taller, larger defenders going up against him?
We have a game plan in place, and if we stick to it and execute, I think we can play with them. The problem with teams like Olympus, at least in the past, and we've won a couple of crazy games since I've been coach where they've kind of been real big upsets. And I think one of the keys to upsetting a team is Olympus has two guys that can really hurt you. And if you run with them, they'll hurt you. They've won their last 3 games. Just the sick part of me did the math in my head, but I think they won their last 3 games by an average of 38.5 points, something like that.
It's close to that. Yeah, it's right in that range.
And they were playing good teams when they did that. So we need to play our game plan. We can't run with them. But can we, as a unit, can we slow them down, and can we make them play, a game with fewer possessions and a lower score? I think we can. And once you slow that game down, then it comes down to efficiency, and you give it your best chance. But it's hard to do that. We told them today we needed 100% on 100% of the plays. And this team has been plagued by short bursts of really poor play in games that they otherwise play well in.
What are you looking forward to in regional play, Coach? What are you looking forward to? Who are you looking forward to face? What players are you looking forward to shine a little bit more than they have been so far?
I used to coach at Judge, and so I'm very Judge when Judge was really good, and so I'm very into the Highland East. I love those East Bench rivalries, and so I'm really looking forward to getting into those games. Skyline, and I think we're very competitive in region. One of the things I'm really looking forward to is kind of my whole coaching philosophy is for our team to be at our best at the end of the year. And, everything that comes along between the beginning and the end of the year, you're focusing on the end of the year. And I'm really curious to see how this team develops. And if they stick together and they just get a little bit better every day, and we can get this, playing 4 full quarters to click with them. The sky's the limit for these guys because they do have senior leadership, and they do have some heady players, and that wins a lot of games for you. That really wins a lot of games for you, particularly when.
Hi guys, I'm Janet the Dairy King. We're famous here for our ice cream. We have 84 different kinds of shapes. We also have some amazing food. So come and try our chicken strips, our fish and chips dinners, our burgers, our fries, our sweet potato fries. Oh my gosh, we've got so much. Once you go over to the Heber Valley Railroad and ride their train, then of course you have to come here and see all of our trains. Our family's serving your family since 1946. We hope to see you soon here at the Dairy King.
Everybody, welcome back to the Scoreboard. I am your host, Brigham Harris. Today on our Hoops episode, the first episode of the new year, we're chatting with coaches and players, and we're going to send things right back over to Blake O'Ruling. He's sitting down with Thomas Purcell. One of the biggest games of their region play, Park City High School, starts tonight. That's Tuesday, January 4th, so we're going to catch up with Coach on what his plans are facing Olympus High School here in just a little while.
Tomorrow versus Olympus, they are a larger team. They're a lot of their guys are over 6 feet. A lot of them are in the size range of Luke Verchuk. How is Luke preparing, or how do you guys have a game plan prepared so that Luke doesn't drown on the inside and Cutter isn't drowning on the outside with taller, larger defenders going up against him?
We have a game plan in place, and if we stick to it and execute, I think we can play with them. The problem with teams like Olympus, at least in the past, and we've won a couple of crazy games since I've been coach where they've kind of been real big upsets. And I think one of the keys to upsetting a team is Olympus has 2 guys that can really hurt you. And if you run with them, they'll hurt you. They've won their last 3 games. Just the sick part of me did the math in my head, but I think they won their last 3 games by an average of 38.5 points, something like that.
It's close to that, yeah. It's right in that range.
And they were playing good teams when they did that. So we need to play our game plan. We can't run with them, but can we, as a unit, can we slow them down, and can we make them play, a game with fewer possessions and a lower score? I think we can. And once you slow that game down, then it comes down to efficiency, and you give it your best chance. But it's hard to do that. We told them today we needed 100% on 100% of the plays. And this team has been plagued by short bursts of really poor play in games that they otherwise play well in.
What are you looking forward to in regional play, Coach? What are you looking forward to? Who are you looking forward to face? What players are you looking forward to shine a little bit more than they have been so far?
I used to coach at Judge, and so I'm very Judge when Judge was really good, and so I'm very into the Highland East. I love those East Bench rivalries, and so I'm really looking forward to getting into those games. Skyline, and I think we're very competitive in region. One of the things I'm really looking forward to is kind of my whole coaching philosophy is for our team to be at our best at the end of the year. And, everything that comes along between the beginning and the end of the year, you're focusing on the end of the year. And I'm really curious to see how this team develops. And if they stick together and they just get a little bit better every day, and we can get this, playing 4 full quarters to click with them. The sky's the limit for these guys because they do have senior leadership, and they do have some heady players, and that wins a lot of games for you. That really wins a lot of games for you, particularly when the rim gets smaller. So in big games, typically senior teams that are tight knit tend to be much more difficult to beat in those games. And I really look forward to that. And again, having these kids from 8th grade and seeing them as seniors, I want them I want the COVID to stop right now. And I just want these kids to have a great, normal end to their senior year because they deserve it. They've worked too hard.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Coach, that was actually my last question. I really appreciate the time. Good luck to you guys tomorrow versus Olympus. Good luck to you for the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll see you around.
Hey, Blake and Coach, thank you guys so much for that amazing interview. Again, we wish the best of luck to Park City High School boys basketball, as well as the girls team. Will be catching up with their head coach and some more players there as well. Lots of exciting things in the hoops world, especially here locally, and we're going to keep it with the hoops. Right when we come back, we're talking to Luke Verchuk, one of the star players for the Miners this season. So when we come right back on the Scoreboard, we'll get you to that interview in just a few. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Dr. Melissa, and I've been working in the field of psychiatry for over 20 years. Given that so many patients are resistant to many treatment modalities, I began learning about a procedure called TMS, or transcranial magnetic stimulation. In my clinical experience, I've run into several patients who are treatment resistant to some of the modalities that we currently use to treat depression, anxiety, and so many other things. That's why I learned more about TMS. TMS is a non-invasive treatment that treats specific regions of the brain involved in mood, anxiety, and thinking abilities. And I love that TMS is well tolerated by most individuals and has very few side effects. My mission as a doctor is to walk with you towards your unique wellness goal. Contact our office to learn more and find out if TMS is right for you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scoreboard. I am your host, Brigham Harris, and today is January 4th, the first episode of the Scoreboard for 2022, and we're starting things off great with a whole lot of basketball for you. What mainly has been going on during this holiday break for our high schools, we're seeing basketball tournaments galore, so we're going to send things right back to our field reporter. Like I said, very busy man. Blake O'Rulian spent a lot of time at Olympus High School for the Utah Holiday Autism Classic basketball tournament that many of our schools attended, and he got to catch up with Luke Verchuk, like I mentioned, one of the star players for the Miners right now. Let's send it over to Blake and Luke.
Hey, Brick, thank you so much. Blake O'Rulian alongside Luke Verchuk, power forward of Park City High School. Luke, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Great. Well, hey, thank you so much for taking the time today. We're here at the Utah Autism Holiday Classic Tournament at Olympus High School. And not to mention, you're quite much taller than me. How did today go? How did the game play out for you guys?
Well, we didn't play at our best abilities, I feel like. We definitely could have played better. I think we just need to get a better feel for each other on the court. I think there in the third quarter, we kind of broke down, both physically and mentally. We were really tired. I think in order for us to start winning games, we have to fix that and start playing full games.
Yeah, right now on a 3-game slide, but you do have a couple of games coming up here. You have another game here tomorrow. What do you guys need to do specifically in order to get the win tomorrow?
I think we just need to get some pretty good rest over the night, eat good food. I think many of us are really tired. It's a long tournament. I think we just need to dial in mentally with one another and sort of figure out our weaknesses and try to build with them.
What has it been like being able to play with someone like Cutter Lapine? The two of you are the two highest scorers on the team. You averaging about 10 points per game, Cutter averaging about 11 points per game. What do you two need to do in order to lead this team?
I think we just need to work together. We've played together for many years now. We have a good feel for one another. I think we just need to keep working together and lead our team and communicate better with our team, and we'll start winning some games.
What is one way that you want to impact the game moving forward, specifically tomorrow?
I think I want to have more of a physical impact on the game. I've been playing a little bit soft, I would say. I think over the next few days, I want to work at that and be a threat with rebounding on defense, and just be a better player overall, be a better leader for my team. Yeah.
And what is your coach saying after the games? What is your coach telling you guys post-game in order to motivate you guys in order to improve for the following games?
He basically tells us that we're a really good team and we just need to believe that. We definitely show our talent at times, but we need to fully perform at our best capabilities and play an entire game.
Well, Luke, thank you so much for your time. Good luck to you for the rest of the season.
Blake, Luke, thank you guys so much for the time, for the interview. Blake, again, amazing field reporter for us here on the Scoreboard. We appreciate all that he does. And that's going to do it for the Scoreboard here today. Like I said, talked so much hoops today. We wish the best of luck for the future schedules. Park City, Wasatch, North and South Summit. All those teams play this week, boys and girls sides. And we've got some swimming and wrestling coverage for you here very soon. Not to mention hockey, winter sports. Just an amazing time to be living in the Wasatch Backs. If you want to catch any of these episodes, you can head to thescoreboardnation.com, or you can catch us on PCTV every Tuesday and Friday at 6 p.m. as well as 10 p.m. And thank you so much again for joining. I'm Brigham Harris right here on the Scoreboard. We'll see you next time.